Story. Long ago, in a distant kingdom, there ruled a king. He was kind, he was honest, he truly cared about his people. But he was not very wise, and because he knew that, he constantly searched for people who were intelligent, people who were visionary, people who could help his kingdom rise. He wanted progress. He wanted his enemies defeated. He wanted his name written in history. But the advisors in his court, they talked, they gave opinions, they collected heavy salaries, yet their words had no power, no spark, nothing that could truly transform a kingdom. And this thought troubled the king deeply. One day, he made a decision. He would ride into the forest with his courtiers. Maybe nature would give him the answer he was looking for. On their way back from the forest, the king noticed something strange. A man, sitting under a large tree, talking to himself. From a distance, he looked insane. The king approached him gently. In a calm voice, he asked, "Are you mad?" The man smiled. "Mad? You are mad, and so are your advisors. I am perfectly fine. I want this forest cleared. I want a grand palace built here, and I will be the king of that palace." There was something in his voice, confidence, fearless certainty. The king was stunned. The courtiers were afraid. They thought, if this man becomes the king's favorite, what will happen to us? They advised the king, bring him to the palace, test him. So the king did. On the way, the man suddenly tried to escape. They chased him down, brought him back. When they returned to the palace, something shocking happened. The people were cheering. They congratulated the king because the road he was originally supposed to take had been ambushed by enemies. Without realizing it, the king had changed his route and survived. The king looked silently at the strange man. He thought, this is no ordinary person. He gave him a seat beside him, and that's when jealousy was born. The courtiers burned inside. One day they plotted. They told the man, "In our court, there is a tradition. The court officially begins when someone slaps the king." The man believed them. The next day, as the king sat on his throne, he slapped him. The crown flew off, and from inside the crown, a poisonous scorpion crawled out. The king froze. If the crown had stayed on his head, he would be dead. Grateful beyond words, the king embraced the man. The courtiers were speechless. Days later, another conspiracy. They whispered, "Pull the king's chair before he sits." He did, and it was revealed one leg of the chair was already broken. If the king had sat, he would have been seriously injured. Once again, the so-called madman had saved the king's life. This time, the king made him general of the army. Jealousy turned to hatred. The courtiers secretly contacted the enemy king. War was declared. On the battlefield, the two armies stood face to face. Suddenly, a fierce lion leapt out of the bushes and attacked the enemy king. Everyone froze. No one moved, except him, the madman. He ran forward, risked his life, fought the lion with everything he had. After a brutal struggle, he killed the beast and saved the enemy king. Bleeding but alive, the enemy king stood up and said, "A man this brave cannot be my enemy. There will be no war." Peace was established. The king was overwhelmed with joy. He gave his daughter's hand in marriage to the brave man. The courtiers were furious. They wanted him gone. They wanted their power back. But an old advisor stood up and said, "The one whom Allah honors, no one in this world can disgrace. Let go of your jealousy. Accept the truth." Silence filled the court. Shame replaced envy. Years passed. The man eventually passed away, but his honesty, his courage, his faith lived forever in the hearts of the people. And the story teaches us, jealousy only destroys, truth always wins. And when Allah raises someone high, no force on earth can bring them down.